now. Take a step outside and seize the day.
What's going on, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists, and welcome to this episode of On the Bench with Pete. This is the series you put on in the background as your hobby or paint along with me. And I'll paint something, I'll paint stuff, I'll build stuff, I will ramble. There'll be periods of silence whilst I'm concentrating, but you get to paint along with me. We'll talk about life, the universe, everything else in between. And yeah, so on my bench today, I've got 3 core miniatures I want to get painted, actually. I have an Abomination, spoiler Abomination to do. As you know, the other one is red. I've got Rear Tank Girl, yeah baby! And my favourite miniature in the whole of the Zombicide Invader series so far, Dr. Faulkner. I'm only showing you him quickly though. So grab your glues, brushes, models, whatever else you need, tea, coffee, whatever it may be, and let's get to the bench. Okay, and here we are on the bench, picking up my glasses, dirty glasses. I'm going to clean them, pop them on my head. Right. So Rear Tank Girl then. Rear Tank Girl. Rear Tank Girl, Rear Tank Girl. This model, she has a sliver of hair out from under. She's wearing like a skin, almost like a wetsuit, diver's suit underneath, I'm guessing. And you just see a sliver of hair popping out under there, so I'll have to do that. I shall have to be careful with that one. Now her skin is very white. I don't know why. What's the lightest flesh I have? Cadian flesh tone. See, Kislev flesh. I could put Kislev flesh on. Could I highlight it with anything else? She's very, very white. She's like, you know, white. Skin. See, I'm deepkin flesh would be nearer. So we're gonna probably go with that. Pallid witch flesh is really light. But we're gonna go with deepkin flesh and pallid witch flesh, I think, for her skin. There is nothing else skin-wise exposed on her body. Right, so we're going to do this to start us off. Deepkin flesh. Good, it's got an agitator in it. I've got my tea, which is at drinking temperature now. So strap yourselves in, guys. You should be ready now with whatever it is you're painting. So don't need much of this at all. Right. I was going to go out for a walk today, but I had a serious case of can't be bothered. I know that's bad, isn't it? It's a lovely day as well. Energy levels, though, see? That's the thing. Energy levels. Right, so I'm going to put some of this deepkin flesh down on her face. Yeah, my energy levels are right down. So... Not really feeling it today. Not the walking side of things. Her ears look covered too. That's good. That's marvellous. Just don't know if a shade is going to be required here or not. Possibly. I don't know. Right, just pop that down there. I think that'll be good. That's way darker than what the card art is describing here. And yet, when you look at it on there, I suppose it is a bit darker. Pallid witch flesh will be more accurate, but that's okay. So what else? Now for her armor, which is actually homemade, or this, I keep calling it armor. It's not. It's a suit. All right. Right. So I think we're gonna go with Castellan Green, and then Death World Forest, and then Death Guard Green to get it. That's my triad of colours is going to be that. So obviously I'm not going to do her boots that colour, just the main suit. It kind of goes down her arms as well. She's wearing a lot of like glove things. Looks like it should be quite an easy model to paint. Nice lot of detail on here. I like the model. I like it a lot, actually. Thinking of doing her boots. Snake bite leather for the bottom part in contrast, so we're going to do that. I'm going to snake bite leather the bottom of her boots. Nothing particularly fancy about her character, as you know, rules wise. I'll just have a quick look here now. She gets to shove, special skill to start with. She only got 2 wounds to start with. I mean, she is a civilian, much as she might not look like it, but she is. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Keeping them in these plastic sleeves for now, so that I don't get paint. I'm going to paint the boots in snakebite leather, but only part of the boots do I want to be snakebite leather. But we'll cover the whole thing until I see what looks best. If that makes sense. Right. So. Okay. Is anybody else, I'm going to ask you a question. Is anybody else excited for the Alien RPG game that's out now? Don't know if you like Alien. Can if you see yourselves role playing in that universe? The reason I ask is because one of my gaming group, and I was speaking to on the phone, said, "Oh, you want to check it out?" He's getting the book, and he said he really wants to play Alien. Well, I've said for a while I'd like to roleplay a bit of sci-fi. I was thinking maybe Traveller or something, or Star Trek or something like that. But he seems like really into Alien. I'm pretty into Alien myself, so I think it would be a super cool universe to roleplay, and it's kind of I kind of dig their version of the future, like what computers would be like and things. I think it's kind of cool. I love, like I say, I love the Alien franchise, and I'm not so keen on the Predator one, but the Alien one, like the horror, the thematic horror that I imagine a game like that would have in it. Kind of cool. So I'll wait for him to get that book and see what he thinks, and he can talk to me more about it at a later date. I am in the process of actually wanting to put together a folder for solo role playing while we're in this lockdown. I did a video on solo D&D game back along. If I remember, I'll put a link in the corner. But I'd like to do other ones as well. I'd like to have a folder with like my oracles in and my tables and everything else. I'd have like one for fantasy, one for sci-fi, one for like modern day type thing, like Call of Cthulhu. When I say modern day, I'm talking like 1920s onwards, because it does do different eras, periods of time. Right, so that's her boots done, which is pretty cool. Now for looking at her suit, I don't actually know whether we're going to need Castellan green. I don't know. Yeah, I think maybe I am. I'm just going to thin it down enough. Well, I've got to let her dry. Her boots dry a bit. I've got to do that. I'll bring in the Abomination for a moment. See what I want to do with him. See, he's primed in grey sear, and it's quite a light grey. Rackar flesh is what I did my workers in. It's not much different. It's a bit lighter than that. So I'm thinking, because I was going to paint him white, because I've done the other one in reds. I'll do this one as a white one, but I'm going to have red wash. So, or do I want an orange wash? No, I think a red wash. It's got to have that danger, I think. I want to wash it Carabao Crimson. I want to avoid as many layers as I can, because I don't want to obscure too much detail. Because it's a beautiful model. I had to do a little bit of green stuff work, because there's gaps in between his shoulder and arms and shoulder blades and stuff. Obviously a process of the moulding, production. But yeah, I'm pleased with the way the green stuff worked. I've got a pot of liquid green stuff here, which is kind of drying, in the process of drying out. And it's not hard like green stuff, and it's not liquid like liquid green stuff. It's an in between, so it's easy. It's very malleable and it's easy to work with. So I just use my sculpting tools to pop it into the areas I want to cover. And give her a wash brush. No, that will do as a pinch. Do I not have better wash brushes? Yeah. Got my phone here because I'm not expecting anybody to ring. I've actually made a couple of phone calls today, making sure everyone's okay and stuff. What a shade wash brush does. It's very splayed, but that might work out actually. Yeah, I'm going to use it. Carabao Crimson. Carabao Crimson its ass. Let's see. Oh yeah, liking this already. Fantastic. Aha, yeah. Yeah, boy. Looking good, sir. Looking very good. Oh yeah. I think like a dry brush. Oh, it's going right down. But a dry brush with a pallid witch flesh or something of that brightness to it will do wonders for this miniature too. Ooh, getting everywhere here. Yeah, it's just. Oh, and I'm doing this thing. My friend's girlfriend, she's really into photography, and she lectures for a university, and she's got this project on the go. You take a photo for every hour of a day. So I'm attempting to do that. Not that my photos today are going to be very interesting. But, it says it doesn't need to be like, you don't need to be like David Bailey or anything like that. It's just to do it, really. Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. So, end of this, I will need to take another photo. I had to take one about 10 minutes before the hour, maybe 5 minutes. I don't know. Because I didn't want to interrupt this. Right. Should be alright. Probably won't need any more Carabao Crimson on here. And I'll wait for it to dry, and I'll look at it again, see what bits I've missed and so on. But I'm liking the way that's going, because that's made him red anyway. But I think a dry brush of a white or off-white or a light grey will bring it back. Maybe even a Rackar flash, who knows? But yeah, I thought I'd have a go at this. take a photo every hour thing, business. I'm going silent a bit there. Told you I would. Sometimes I go silent. I'm silent running. Right, I think I'm going to close the lid on that. I have nightmares about knocking over my shade washers because, you know, I think most of us have done it at some point. Always with a new part as well, isn't it? It's like, you know, you end up losing half of it. It's like, ah, oh, damn. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a bit more of the solo RPGing thing. I'm going to be looking into that. It's one thing this lockdown has really brought home is, yeah, you can't just call up a mate or, you know, organise a game with a few friends. You just can't do it. You got to go solo. So, Zombicide is like the perfect game for playing solo. The perfect game. It doesn't feel that much different from playing with a group. It really doesn't. But war games, you know, it's difficult to do solo, I think. RPGing can be done because you're essentially, for some of it, you're your own GM, which is, you think, well, how can you do that? But you use the oracles and tables then for your questions. Oracles more for, you know, things that, you know, you really just don't want to have to think too much about. Well, same with the tables, I suppose. Right, so I've got two lots of drying going on there. Do I dare bring in my other miniature? I don't know. Piece de resistance. I guess so, because you'll have seen him by the time this goes. This is Dr. Falconer. He's in a wheelchair. But look at it. Look at that. Essentially Stephen Hawking, but trying to get him out. Yeah, you see that? But he's called Dr. Falconer. Armed to the teeth. He is, stats wise, he is awesome. Absolutely awesome. I mean, phenomenal. Not much to go on his art though, so I'm gonna. It's kind of like I've been given a bit of free reign for how I do his chair, his track, his off road. Yeah. So, it is a beautiful day out there. Yeah, at the moment, I'm not too sure of how I'm going to do him. Probably skin will be Acadian flesh tone and Kislev flesh highlight. Other than that, I'm not too sure about how he's going to go. Whereas I kind of know where I'm going with Tank Girl here. I'm going to do the main bulk of her suit, which is green. The blacks for the tubing, and then yellows and orange for the pads on her shoulders. She's got some on her knees as well, I think. Yorkshire tea is what I'm drinking at the moment. It's called Yorkshire tea. And bloomin' lovely. Nice cup of tea I love. Right. It's not really dry yet, but I think we can push on. Castellan green. And I really want to thin it down quite a bit. It's kind of the main colour, if you will, of Maelstrom Latarum. Might put a bit of medium with that too. Lamium medium. Oh, it's an empty pot. Why have I got an empty pot of lamium medium? I don't know. Maybe there's some dregs in it. I can. I think that's the idea. Yeah, there's a few dregs in there. Right. Okay. So watered down and mediumed. Right, okay. So base brush, no, we'll go with the master brush. Not so sure. Character brush, that's a regiment brush. Klitsky Masterclass. Yes. Right, now this under here looks green to me. But not the top. So I'm going to be putting a green wash over this. Yeah. This is a zipper in the middle of our suit here, so try and avoid that if I can. I'm a bit wheezy today. Oh, excuse me. Don't worry, you're not going to catch anything from me. I didn't not done any of my course today. As you know, I'm doing this digital marketing course. It's not that I'm being lazy. I'm trying to keep a routine. Actually, believe it or not, as much as humanly possible. And routinely, Wednesdays are my day off. Hence, I'm in here filming on the bench, which is nice. I'm just glancing at the clock. I'm like, half an hour in already? Really? Whoa. Time flies. So yeah, as far as I'm aware, all my family are okay during this lockdown. They seem to be. Anyway, it's knowing my family. When this is all over, they'll hold a party of some kind, big family get together. That's what I think they'll do. I'll be shocked if they don't. In true Gooding style. Yeah, big party. Those pouches aren't. She's got pouches on the side of her leg. Catch those with some contrast brown that's not snakebite leather later. A couple of places I've missed, but for the most part, looking all right. For the most part. Not actually a great deal. miss that though. I love painting miniatures. I really do. I find it so therapeutic. My wife and I were talking last night about how the therapy of it, how it all started. Taking emphasis away from pains in my legs and feet, and how my hobby developed. I think with it. I think. Well. Alright, so that's the Castellan green bit done. For the most part. Let that dry. Obviously, the Abomination is still wet. Well, that's okay. That's okay. As for Dr. Faulkner, I could do his skin. Right, we'll come in. I'll do his skin then. Cadian flesh tone. Really don't need much for this. Yeah, he's in a kind of a blue lighting in his art, which is cool. Sets the mood. Right. Go with a detail brush. And right, so it's just his head really and his hands. If we get this in. The Falconer. Brilliant stats. He's got absolutely amazing. He starts with 3 wounds or 3 health points, which for a civilian is unheard of. I'm guessing his chair, for want of a better word, I don't know what else to call it, gives him a lot of protection, especially on the back. You know, so metal armor plated. You know, he's not going to get that many wounds. I do believe that is all that is required. For his skin. It doesn't look like Abomination I'll be able to do any more work on it today. Just so much wash, take a while to dry. Tank Girl. Corvus Black. Don't know, there's a grey. Actually, that Deepkin Flesh could do the other side of the top of her suit. There, it could do. Have I got any left? That's the thing. No, it's all dried up because it was only a tiny amount. Okay. So, to do a wash, because it's white, I like to wash with black. So null oil, but it'd be a very, very very watered down one. Shade wash, no. No, I had a partially open one. I don't know what it does. Not it. Ah, it's out already. That's why. Can't find it. It's out already. Right, null oil. Okay. Right, we have a very, very watered down null oil that I'm wishing to apply on the face here. There we go, that's that done. So we're going with powdered witch flesh when that dries, so that'll be the next protocol. I think we better do the blacks. I think Corvus Black for the win. Okay, Corvus Black. Here we go. Right, so that's enough Corvus Black. You know what? A generous helping of the man medium. Generous helping of Lumiere medium. Easily a 1-to-1 mix ratio. Right, so I do need to look at everything that is Corvus Black. That's alright, going over other areas, that's okay though. It's just suit. This would be a figure, which would be good in a sci-fi role-playing game. Awesome. Concentrate. Concentrate. Yeah, I was talking to my friend for a good half hour. He was going on about Alien, the role-playing game. Like I say, I love Alien, so I didn't realise there was a role-playing game. I'm not surprised though. It's a good kind of franchise to get into, I suppose. What was I going to say? These hoses, yeah. Trouble is, it's not easy to do role-playing games to translate them into video. It's not easy to do. You've got to build tension and excitement, you know. I mean, he said the role-playing game for Alien is, from what he understands, theatre of the mind. But of course, you know, you can always use miniatures, I guess. I've always wanted more sci-fi miniatures to paint anyway, but I think with something like that it'd be better to do it theatre of the mind. Especially if you're running it for a group. I don't know whether miniatures would translate better on screen or not. Or if you did it on video, I don't know. I'm looking forward to when we can all get together again and I can play, run a game with them. Looking forward to that. Missing the D&D. It's been so long. I'll dig out my notes of where we were in the last game. I think it might be just better to start again though. I think I've said that before. I think her backpack is going to be all pretty much black as well here. So we'll do this. When I first played role-playing games, which was of course D&D back in the day, it was all theatre of the mind, and you know, when we first started using miniatures, it was like miniatures, you know. It's like this unpainted pewter or lead miniature represents me. Yes, I know his sword's a bit bent or whatever, and his face looks like he's just visited Chernobyl 10 minutes after the blast, but you know, it's me. It's a miniature. It represents me on the table, and you know, it was really cool. And I tried to paint them, and I was like, oh no, I can't do this. And I saw my mate Rob's miniatures. I was like, dude, wow, you are a genius. Can you paint mine? It'll cost you. Yeah, I didn't mind that. He got some miniatures to paint, and I got some miniatures that were awesomely painted because he was a phenomenal painter. Like to have seen his painting setup and how many paints you know, he wouldn't have had anything like the kind of gear I've got now. Yeah, he did some amazing work. Amazing. Really amazing. And then they came out with plastic miniatures. Who'd have thought? Who would have thought? Hoping to watch a bit of Ice Road Truckers tonight, as well as started watching a series called Life on Mars. Do you remember that? I've never seen it before. Heard all about it and thought, oh yeah, it's definitely one I want to get around to. I've seen, I think it's about 4 episodes now. Absolutely brilliant. Love it. Phenomenal series, phenomenal story, and phenomenal filming and writing. Really, really good. Really good. Very impressed with it. Yeah. Lots of black on her. Oh yeah. Bit there I missed too. That's okay. Sorry, I'm quite silent here, but nearly at the hour, folks. I'm just hoping I can get the black done. I probably won't. That's the thing. of black. Well, this is Corvus black, which is kind of an off black, like a grey liner more, really. It was long overdue, coming into Games Workshop's arsenal of paints to have a grey liner. I've got to do the yellows, yeah, that's going to be challenging. Yeah, she's going to be a good figure. It's going to be another little favourite of mine, which I not great stats wise, but you know, hey, whatever. Miniature looks good. I think the miniature looks awesome. Right. Right. That's okay. Gonna have a couple of them being silver gun metal. There's no actual picture of her gun. So I'll probably do the main bulk of that in this colour too. Nearly done. So coming up to the end of this now. Let me know what you've been working on in the comments below. That would be awesome. I'd love to read that. And that'll be cool. Yes, this is kind of like this video is recorded way into the lockdown. So if you're ever watching this back, or if you're watching it at a later date, yeah, way into our lockdown here in the UK. But I'm doing all right. Painting miniatures, having a good time, contemplating life, the universe, and everything. I think a lot of people are going on a lot more walks since the lockdown than they ever used to. Well, can't keep this going. Looks like I might get it the first stage of Corvus Black done anyway, which is good. I've had a couple of phone calls in the last couple of days regarding health things, appointments. My dentist phoned to reschedule for, instead of, obviously they cancelled my April appointment, which is this month. They've rescheduled it to September now. Well, okay, that's fine. And the hospital were just confirming my MRI appointment in a couple of weeks' time is still going ahead. So, yeah, that's not been cancelled. I think we're there with it pretty much anyways. Right. So glasses are coming off. I'm going to zoom out in a sec. Ready? Zoom out. Zoom out, zoom out. And there we are. And it's pretty much ready for me to take another picture, actually, for this project. So, thanks very much for joining me on this episode of On the Bench. I hope you've got loads of stuff done and having a good time and are surviving through lockdown. Remember, all brushes lead to war. Stay safe, be well, be kind. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye for now. Bye-bye.